Hello, guys. Good afternoon, and welcome back here in the UACS Season 3. We are your shoutcasters. I am Rhea, and of course, join me here is a Viminal. But right now, guys, there are actually 12 college Valorant teams joining us here, and they will be competing to over a prize pool of 150,000 pesos. And it is also a good way to right to call themselves the best in the country, and plus the scholarships title we have in store for them. And the University Alliance Cup also would like to thank our amazing sponsor, syempre, ang Globe Telecom, ASUS Republic of Gamers, Logitech, of course, our publishing partner, Riot Games, and Twitch Student, our platform partner. So thank you so much for making this possible. And right now, we're on towards the best of one match for today. Viminal, how are you feeling so far here in your experience sa UAC?
UAC, it's been an incredible ride so far. We've only had one match. First time casting with you, first time casting UAC. And honestly, I'm loving the vibe here. The vibe of the community. Everyone's just supporting their schools. School spirit is pretty strong. Everyone's so positive. Everyone's excited to be here. And of course, that kind of rubs off on pretty much everyone else. From the back end to the front end of the production, everything's been absolutely amazing. And I can't wait to, of course, continue and carry on with the games. It seems like this is going to be Mapua versus Tams FX. I think this is going to be a really interesting matchup as well. But in terms of the predictions here, Ray, which team did you actually predict for this matchup?
I actually voted for Tamaraos, actually, for
Okay.
FEU. Kasi, ewan ko, parang feel ko naman nanalo sila. Pero going up against MGS, Mapua University, Makati, all I can say is that this team has been very consistent, and they're actually one of those dark horse last time sa season 2 natin. Pero ngayon that they're still stepping up here, let's see if they will be continuing their momentum. How about you, Vim? Kanino ka nag-decide dito sa dalawang teams
I
na to?
actually predicted the FEU as well. There's a lot of history with most of their players here coming into this lineup. But of course, taking a look at the raw stats here, 0-2 ang Times FX, and then 1-1 ang MGS Club. So at the very least, they do have the upper hand of having one win already. It seems like the map is going to be split here. And mukhang may comments na naman, Ray.
May comments na naman na nakakata. Pero kanina, Vim, actually, alam mo ba, 100% ban rate parati ang split. And this is the first time
Oh, okay.
ever since this season that we'll be having a split. So I'm quite happy kasi kanina puro iba't ibang map. Pero itong mga nagko-comment sa atin, sobrang ligalig. But guys, quick shoutout sa inyo. Thank you so much for making the live stream very fun and actually interactive with you guys. But looking at the pickings that they have, akala ko magkakaroon tayo ng Yoru, but unfortunately we have here the Raze X, of course, Reyna always. Pero sa side ng Tamaros, yung pangalan ng isa, tawang-tawa ko.
Oh my god.
Ay, naku po.
I'm just gonna call him Jab. How about that? I'll call him
Job na
Jab.
lang.
Yeah.
Steve Jobs.
Come on, guys. It's all fun and games. It's all fun and games here. Ray, let's talk about the agent comps here as we see it. Pretty
Select your
standard. Coming in
agent.
here, Sage on both sides, double duelist. Jet on the other side, Raze on the other side. I gotta have to give it to the Raze. A Raze is really, really strong in a map like Split. And as you mentioned, it is interesting that we're gonna be seeing this despite this being banned a lot in the scene so far.
Yeah, I mean, usually talaga, you don't want to play in such a small yet complicated map like Split, diba? You have those wide range of angles, minimized angles, but it's actually good for other teams naman when it comes to their
What's up with the costume? What's up with the costume? Okay. I dig it. I dig it. Let's go, TFX. It's always a lot of surprises in this in the UAC. And this is why I'm having so much fun with this. It really does feel like a bit of a homecoming for me. And everyone's just trying to have fun. representing their schools, and that's what I love about this. But we're gonna be starting in just a little bit here again, taking a look at the the agent compositions. Ray Ray, Astra, Astra versus Omen. Ikaw, ano mas prefer mo dito sa split, Ray Ray? Astra ba or Omen?
Pwede may kanya-kanya. It's actually good if you have an Astra, tapos you have that good amount of setups, diba? You just know when you're gonna be popping off your saki-saki, paano ba yan yung mga stars mo. Pero kasi pag nagkamali ka, just one mistake is going to be impossible. But aside naman ng Omen, you have a lot of verticality also when it comes to this map. So it can be a time for you to be creative also, and you can actually bail out when it comes to those lockdowns from the killers. So that's a it's a win-win for me for both of these teams. But what I'm more excited is about their duelists. What can you say about that Jet
Yeah.
versus Raze?
Jet versus Raze. It's just Raze has a lot of tools for displacement here. Uses paint shells, her paint shells, and of course the boom bot. So in a map like Split, wherein the map geometry dictates a lot of tight angles, a lot of hard corners, you can really make use of those abilities and clear out those angles relatively quickly. And you can definitely take one out using a grenade for the side of Raze. Pero on the other side naman, we have Jet and Reyna. Now, ito yung very interesting. And I actually had a conversation with Dubstep about this recently. He prefers Omen with... most pros prefer Omen with a Jet or Reyna. Because, you can flash for Jet, Paranoia, and then Jet dashes in. Pero when you have an Astra and a Jet, there's not a lot of combination potential. I'd rather have Astra and Raze, for example. Kasi gravity well, yan, sucky, and then you throw the nade out. Or you use the gravity well, and then of course use the showstopper for maximum effect. So when thinking of agent composition, sometimes it doesn't really have to come to that na parang kailangan may combo lagi. But ideally, the synergy comes into play. But of course, it depends on your play style here. And it seems like they are going to be taking a little bit of mid control, maybe a little bit of control onto B main as well, as VR. He's just getting some inputs.
But looks like we're gonna be starting already, Viminal. The games that we have for both of these teams may early frags coming in from MGS Club. So we already have one of them being tripped out. At ngayon, mga right clicks coming from TFX, but still Kian will be getting that kill, and we're down with a few left coming in from Tabs. Pero si Luffy, sige,
Last player standing.
and there were a lot of shots not connecting. Kasi explicit na lang ang
Spike planted.
alam ko na kung sino yung nakatakip yung mukha kanina sa player matchup. Si Jab pala yun.
Oo nga eh. Talagang napaka-interesting na player. No? Interesting name, interesting player image there. And yeah, respect for Mr. Jabo. But
Isa na
first,
lang.
isa na lang at mayayari na tayo.
Yari na tayo.
Pero MGS clubs, they take the first round. And guess what? It was Delhi who actually made a lot of impact in that one, using his paint shells, getting kills on the classic here. If Tams FX is gonna have trouble just defending just like that, but look at this, Ray Ray. It's a heavy stack onto mid. It's a bit of a firing range. Second round done and dusted, just like that, Ray Ray.
I think that was less than 10 seconds.
Yeah, that was probably one of the fastest rounds I've ever seen in the whole of my Valorant career.
Same goes with me. Medyo nakakagulat yung mga teams natin. They're really, they're really unexpectable. Alam niyo yun? Nako po. Pero, right now, looking at it, alam mo yung ibig sabihin ng Olokin? Ibig sabihin niya Nicolo, binaliktad lang.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Ito lang na figure out. Grabe talaga
Okay.
yung mga players natin. Minamind
Big brain.
Ay, nako.
Oh boy.
But let's see with this. Okay, with that
Okay,
wall,
so-
we don't want you guys crossing there.
Okay. I actually just got confirmation, Ray Ray. It's Haboli.
Ah,
Oh, we got it. We got it right. All right. Thank you, chat,
Thanks,
for
guys.
confirming that. But again, moving on with the gamer, Keon is going to be making an entry onto B Heaven here. A couple of clears already out. Bit of a crossfire right there. Beautiful crossfire setup. Oh, this is a very heavy defense. And this bonus round is going to be over in just a little bit. In favor of Times FX, without a doubt.
Spike down B.
What? Seems like KVG still wants to put up on a fight, on a big fight going up against them. Pero still, they need to be careful because if you won't be winning this big buy round, this might be impossible for you guys. Pero ngayon, Nicolo tries to
30
clear out
seconds
here,
left.
pero there are just some post plants coming in from them, and he will be planting for a safe one. Pero you look like
Spike
explicit.
planted. One enemy
Determined by
remaining.
KVG, but right now low on HP ang kanilang Killjoy. Or rather, ang kanilang Sage. Pero Tams, will they run against him? It looks like Habolito will be finishing out Nicolo. And yan na nga. Yan naman coach actually ng Tamaraw, ng FEU Tamaraws. Si Habolito din na. So nakita natin, very effective. Tingnan mo, so masayaw-sayaw.
You gotta keep that morale up. You know, I'm telling you, it's super important. And if I'm not mistaken, Ray, I see Olasin or Nicolo. Meron siyang professional experience, diba?
Oh.
I do believe he was a pro player before. I'm pretty sure I've seen him around. But yeah, 2-1 still in favor of MTS clubs. Now both of them have a rifle. Slight gun disadvantage for TFX. Couple of them on Spectres, one of them on Judge. But let's see if Jude can actually make something work using that very annoying weapon.
Yeah, I think those are the annoyances na gusto mong umalis sa ganun. Pero nga lang, ikaw pa yung nagiging malas when it comes to it. Pero still, playing out safe for the side of Tamaraw. So you don't want to be so aggressive as these guys can actually pick it off in a second. Especially with how Kian together with Delhi makes their moves as the duelist. It's been quite successful actually. That seems like Luffy already know that, okay, this guy's will be coming in from mid. So I'll take out this one and speak of Zafi from that little angle that he has. He takes down Delhi. But Jude with that Judge, yan ang mga nakakatakot. Yan ang pinakamalakas na weapon sa Valorant, guys. Yan yung kayang mag-takedown ng karamihan na mapakaraming players. Ayan yung highlights nila. Yan yung Judge na kailangan mong hintayin. Pero pag ikaw natutukan sa ulo niyan, Yol, diyan ka dapat nagugulat. Speaking of, hindi man nakapagbawas, pero meron pang next na pwede mag-audition sa harapan ni Jude. And speaking of, makakabawas na siya kasama yung Judge. And now we only have two, but the
30
RBG
seconds
denies him as they want to get into a side of B. And they can just still plant. It's still just Nicolo together with KVG once again for them, for their side. But we still have the 3-man stack of Tamaraw's FX that we can surely think that this might be impossible for them once again. Oh no! Yun lang! Luffy
10
medyo
seconds
nagmadali
left.
siya on that call itself. But right now, 2v2
Spike
still.
planted.
Nalito sila. Akala nila mag-BP. Pero unfortunately, lumipat ng A side. Alright.
Yeah, that was a really smart
Player
decision
standing.
here, but Explicit will be taking down KVG. Still, he's going for that defuse. Napakalayo pa ng MGS clubs dito. And hindi sila abot to prevent that defuse. Absolutely beautiful play coming in from Explicit. I mean, that was very risky, Ray, but I do believe they had the right idea. I think dapat sumama lang si Nicolo, no, agad. Kung ang problema, hindi siya nag-rotate agad. So kaya na-defuse na ganun for the side of Explicit. But still, a very close round. Well played from both teams. Score is 2-all here. And still very early in the game. And we're seeing Jude with an operator already. And he's bringing it out in an anti-core. So this is pretty interesting. Could definitely go against him if he's not careful. But Zappy will be hiding behind the flower pot there.
Spike down A.
It's a good wall bang coming from Kian. That's something unexpected. Criminal. Pero nga lang, may chances pa naman para sa side ng MGS Spades. Kasi nga lang, meron tayong kanilang lockdown that they can actually just spill it in. Pero nga lang kasi advantage ng Beryl when it comes to the guys of Tams. And of course, they also have that resurrection coming in from their station. He can still actually resurrect his teammate. Pero si Habol dito, naspatan niya na kagad yung isa. Let's take off. He takes off out. Pero nga lang, kawawa naman si Zappy. Walang second chance. Meron lang second chance si John Lloyd at si Thea sa kanilang movie. Ang second chance.
Hey, I love that movie.
Ay, di ba? I also love that movie. It's
Love
all
that
about second chances. Pero nga lang, si Zappy wala. Nireso ka na nga lang, napatay ka pa ng nanoswarm tapos
Very
nakatutok
unfortunate.
sa'yo. Kawawa. Pain. This is pain.
And right now, still very close game. Even frags across the scoreboard. Just now, Jude still has operator here. Absolutely powerful in the defense. If he can hold on to it, they're definitely gonna try to hunt him down, or perhaps just avoid him initially. And then if he goes for the save, you definitely have to hunt him down, get that operator off his hands. So it's definitely gonna change the pace of the game here. Empress online, Lockdown online for both sides here. 4 ultimates for the defensive end for Far Eastern University. And if they can maximize the utilities in this round, then they have no business losing, getting a 4th point on the board.
But at least right now, we have those starts coming from Zappy as he takes out KPG. At tumalon-talon lang. Evan once again, but that alarm bot already signifies that they are coming in from the vent. And look at that deny coming in from Kian. He takes down Habon. And right now, Explicit gets that kill from Delhi. A 3v4 still, pero may chances pa rin para sa MGS clubs to win this actually against Explicit. Pero nga
Spike
Explicit, he
planted.
wants to pick that angle. I think he's expecting someone that's going to be a Viol. Pero those post plants, it's going to be important. Very big importance coming in from the guys of MGS.
Stars are going to be set. Retake is going to be in order here. But Nicolo will be taken
Last
down
player
by
standing.
Luffy. Zappy follows on to take down Yol. Last remaining member of MGS clubs will be going down. Kian
My ult's
failing to defend the spike from the retakers. 4-2 now. Japo and crew are doing it.
This is getting better actually for the side of Tams FX. Pero gusto ko lang talagang malaman kung anong history ng mga pangalan ng mga
Ay.
bawat na nandito. 'Di ba? Interesting.
Interesting indeed.
Paano naging paborito yan? Paano naging explicit?
Actually, astig nga no, explicit. Parang
Ah.
siyang para siyang CS name na feeling mo sobrang nakakatakot niyang tao. Parang
Oh.
Shroud ganun, di ba?
Na-
Nakakatakot pangalan ni Shroud.
Nakakatakot siya actually. Kasi diba, naka-wrap yung face niya kanina. Yan ang
Oo,
sinasabi
okay.
sa inyo. Mga,
Ano yun,
yan,
di ba?
showbiz. Yan ang sinasabi ko sa
Napaka-showbiz
inyo.
ng UAC. And
Mhm.
I love it personally.
Ang sinasabi ko sa inyo. That's
You should
how
run.
mysterious these players are. Kami, mga celebrity boyfriends yung tawag sa kanila, guys. Hindi lang natin alam, pero yan ang katotohanan. Tignan nyo, kaya nila tinatago kasi ay nila malabalay sila malupit na Valorant players. Speaking of Jude, takes that first frag with this operator, and so far he's expecting someone will be coming in from heaven, pero nga lang explicit also magpapakita siya, but it seems like Gian has already been expecting him.
Last
Speaking
player
of,
standing.
isa na silang bumagsak. Don't tell me this is an eco. Don't tell me this is an eco round for the side of MGS Spades.
Hindi ko nakita kung ano nangyayari doon. Bigla na lang silang nawala. As soon as they got heaven control.
30 seconds left.
And now Jude is gonna be left.
Spike planted.
And this is what you gotta do. Just secure the spike win first. And then try to hunt him down as soon as there's no time to defuse the spike. Kasi gusto mo talaga kunin yung operator away from Jude. And he's gonna try his best to save it. Maybe get some exit frags as well. But at this point, it's too risky to even go for an exit frag. So kailangan mo talaga itago na lang yung barrel. So they're gonna be hunting him down over there. Over at CT side or at Heaven, but he's gonna be a T-base. So yeah, he's gonna be safe for now.
Ayan. And that's, guys, chill lang yung mga players natin. Ayan guys, sobrang init pero kailangan mag-save. Pero this time around, nag-save na siya ng operator. Spine operator, definitely we've seen that. Pero humahabol pa rin ang MGS Spades at hindi talaga sila tumitigil this time around, Vim.
And of course, coming into this next round, it's 4-3. And then let's see if they can actually bounce back here for the side of MGS clubs. Meron silang Resurrection, meron din from the Shadows of Omen. They can definitely do some cheeky plays here. They have full rifles, most of them opting for Phantoms. And this is really good because in a map like Split, where there are a lot of mid-range to close-range engagements, you can really maximize the Phantom. Edge over the Phantom, but Jude, he's going to be getting killed with the Operator onto the mid lane, dashes out very quickly, -1 again. But Viol will be using his Resurrection to bring back Kian onto the battlefield. At the very least, nagamit na Resurrection. That's a huge pick from Jude. I love the early aggression that I'm seeing here. Let's see if he can actually keep this up, but a bit of a heavy stack onto mid. They're already securing B main. They are inevitably going to push onto B heaven here. Slow Orb is going to be going down. Love doing his best to try and stall them. Goes for the spam through the smoke, but it's actually going to backfire. Jelly, KBG, as well as Nicolo will be getting a kill of their own. Now it's a 2v5 scenario. It's going to be Zappy.
Spike planted.
Left to his own devices, and of course, Mr. Jabo himself, will he be able to make something out of this situation? KBG taking down Abolito, and that's not gonna bode well for this. Zappy might as well just go for exifrags, might as well just save the gun perhaps. There's no way in hell he's actually gonna be able to retake this 1v5 Ray Ray.
I think those are the things that we really need to take note of, because MGS Spades, they are known for a team who's going to have a good comebacks. We witnessed that last season, and they're actually also doing it step by step against Tabs FX. Right now, I think things are just getting very much intense. As mukhang kanina medyo masaya-saya, pero ngayon medyo may iba. Ano na, nakikita mo na hindi na silang umingiti. Kailangan na nila talaga maging very competitive this time around. And remember, this is really important also for the side of Tamarao's FX, because they haven't won a single match yet sa mga recent days natin, and they need to make the most out of it versus MGS clubs, because if not, this might be harder for them as the time goes by. But right now, they just need to prepare for those retakes. They don't need to overpick and to overthink on their executions. Kaya na to just play it safely and go with the trades that are very important. And speaking of, Jude will be taking out Kian. That can still be a win coming in from Tamarao's FX if it's gonna be them dominating all over mid. Pero looks like KBG takes out the one saga at ngayon. Viol tries to go with the sidestep kills, and he takes out actually Luffy at unti-unti na bumabagsak ang mga taga-Tamarao's FX, and we only have one left. And that's only gonna be the guy himself, Zappy.
Does have a Vandal, but again, heavily outnumbered here. I'm not liking his chances so far at mukhang Balisong Esports din itong si Zappy. Samahan natin sa Balisong Esports, pero you know,
Spike planted.
a cool knife really won't help you win a 1v4, but he gets 2!
One enemy
He
remaining.
gets 3, Ray Ray! What is going on? What? Okay!
Oh,
What? I was just saying,
happening?
this is impossible to win, but he made the impossible happen. Zappy with that incredible clutch. What was that, Ray Ray?
All I can say is that huwag kayong maging maasim. I think that's what happened. Knowing that he's the last guy around. You need to check your corners. Maybe they just didn't see Zappy Red coming in from B main. Pero look at that angle. He takes one. He takes two. He goes for a third kill coming in from him sa may heaven. He just have that good angle actually. Hindi naman pala siya inasim. Pero that lurks. That sneaky happenings of what Zappy did. And that was actually a win pa ng Tams FX. They just really want to take this first win against MGS clubs.
They're pretty much on fire right now. Tams FX
You should
against
run.
all odds. Now, at this point in time, MGS clubs can't afford to make mistakes like that. That was a free round for them. But I don't know. I'm just taken aback by that, Riri. Kind of speechless at this point. But Jude, again, with the aggressive position, I like his aggressive angles. But right now, Kian will be securing first blood. Really good execute again coming in from MGS clubs. But now we see the same problem. Post-plant discipline. is the keyword of the day so far, Ray Ray.
That's those are the things that Tams FX need to work on when it comes to their post-draft picks. But unfortunately, they took out that one. Pero nga lang, will it be possible? Yes, because they're gonna be pushed out. I mean, detained nga na isa na nahuli. Pero nga lang, Kian goes to the ground. Right now, Nicola is
Player
currently
standing.
detained and Luffy finishes him out as we only have KVG left, but he still takes out the one and they need to defuse it. Pero right now, Najinasim siya. Luffy, he doesn't have enough time left. Pero it looks like Luffy will be taking him out, but there's no denying that still MGS Page will be taking this against Luffy and we're down with a 5-5. I think those are the things that Tamarao's FX needs to take care of. When it comes to the retakes, they're really having a hard time getting it. Even if they had that lockdown earlier, still they didn't took care of KVG, who was just at the elbow, and unfortunately they still lost it against MGS clubs.
Yeah, they got to keep in mind that perhaps when you use that lockdown, there are certain spots that aren't really covered by the lockdown circumference. So when you enter the site, you definitely got to check that first and be mindful of that para hindi kayo malason from that angle. Right now, Kian going to be attempting to take mid control. Bit of a leer right there. Hindi nila alam may nakatago sa mail. But Jude, ito na naman siya. Ayun ang definition na asim.
Yan ang definition. Yan talaga. Talaga, asimin niya talaga. Oh, sige. Oh, pero oh no! Luffy takes those 2 kills with his sheriff coming in. And that
Galing nila
was-
mag-sheriff, Ray Ray.
Bakit ako hindi tumatawa sa elbow lang o sa paa? Pero thank you nga pala, Denelene, sa pag-send ng 55 stars. Ayan. Sana maging kayo nang may cash ata siya sa Tamaros FX eh. Sana maging kayo. Valorant ang tunay na solusyon para magkaroon kayo ng love life. Yan talaga yung magbibring sa inyo together. Sana tumagal kayo lalo. Pero looking at this one, we only have 3 left. And this is the eco rounds will always be a win. That's what I'm talking about. Pero unfortunately, Hapolito goes down to the hands of Kian, but looks like Zappy was quite short to make those
down, B.
hits shot. Pero nga lang, Kian still denies that with his Vandal coming in from Evan, and that's it.
Last
Win
round
from
before the
MGS
switch.
Spades. Let's see if it's gonna be a tie score or not. Pero nga lang, sobrang dikit ng mga matchups natin coming in from the very first game. Since I've been casting since the first match, nakita ko kung gaano kagrabe when it comes to these teams. Shows to us that every season, all of these teams are improving so well.
You made a very good point there, Ray Ray, because even at the VCT level, we've been talking about how the whole experience of having a weak setup really improves the team very, very exponentially over a very short period of time. And we see the same thing happening here in the collegiate scene. Every collegiate team participating in AcadArena University Alliance Cup is just rapidly improving. Season after season, they just keep on going. None of them are plateauing. And that's really what we want to see here. Muffy, he's going to be throwing a slow or a bit of a lineup that's actually kind of cool. Does control mid all the way from B side, Ray Ray. And Kian slowly crawling onto B heaven here. Let's see what they can make out of this.
Pero nga lang, they're gonna go up against him and kaliwat kanang tinapon sa kanya na nano swamp together with that paranoia really seizes for Kian to have an advantage. Pero who's gonna be following you, Luffy? Pero nga lang, there were crossfires coming in from Delhi together with KVG as we only have a Jude together with Explicit as we
Last
also see
player
here
standing.
that showstopper himself as Delhi pins out Jude. And we only have Explicit at 3v1 situation. You have that cosmic divide, but these 3 guys are watching all over Ali, and you also have that alarm bot, so it's gonna be a big GG to Explicit, but he needs to use already his ultimate so that he can just have a big advantage when it comes to his footsteps. Okay, now, yan talaga yung pinaka nakakasira ang alarm bot na dalawang nakatutok sa'yo, and he does not already. KVG actually takes him out, pero KVG was the person to pop off that pistol and see MGS leading
Switching
by
sides.
2 against Tamarao FX in our first half. But actually, that wow moment coming in from KVG is actually hit the wow also with AcadArena on TikTok. So guys, make sure to follow AcadArena, and if you are part of our 1K followers, you'll get the chance to win some of our weekly giveaways. So make sure to post or tweet with the hashtag AA TikTok giveaway to make your entries count.
If you want to bring esports to your school, the AcadArena Alliance program is here for you. Alliance member clubs get access to exclusive tournaments, mentorship, and event support. Of course, Globe Esports Merit Scholarship as well. Learn how to join the Alliance today at acadarena.com/alliance. We're going to get into the second half right now, Ray, and things tend to change in terms of momentum coming into the second half here. And this is a very good wall. Very textbook wall coming in from Viol. Sometimes he wall mid. But in my opinion, during a pistol round, this is really good as well. So you can take control of the orb, but he actually didn't do that. So kind of curious because you want to get that orb when you do that wall.
Fortunately, they weren't able to get that. Smite actually a big game changer for him, but unfortunately, it didn't paved in on their side. But right now, the TFX is on their aggressive side. How will they handle this Astra that they have? How will they set up? Will it be worth it for them? Will it be worth it that you have a jet in your team? So those are the things that we need to look forward when it comes to that. But looking at Viol's angles is actually good because he might see the popping heads of those who's gonna be going with the entries. But right now, this is very important. You have your Astra set. So that's gonna be the thing that you need to capitalize on. And speaking of, who's gonna get who? As both of them are already tagged. They're nagtapon ng patience at tatama! Tatama nga ba? Unfortunately, hindi.
30 seconds.
Pero nga lang, KB takes out Jude and those right clicks are kicking in. But Zaki takes out the two kagad. And he takes out not two, but three actually. And we only have two guys remaining.
planted.
Coming in from MGS Club. But
Player
right now, the right clicks are kicking in. And we only have Nicolo left sa part ng MGS Spades. And these guys are just gonna be crossfiring him. But he still gets the head of Luffy this time around.
This is going to be really tough. There's a crossfire setup, and he's going to get flanked by Mr. Jab. Takes a jab to the head and securing the round win. This is a really good shift in momentum in favor of Tams FX. At a score of 5-7, you can really flip things around, and you can really tables the turn if you want, Ray. Because pag 2 points na agwat, of course, that can easily become a 7-all scoreline.
Definitely. It's just an easy 7-0 once again. Just like a lucky number, definitely. 7-7 sale.
Meron ba
Yung kanina
7-7?
inside. Oo, parati.
Parang lahat na lang eh.
1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. Parating may sale. Pero nga lang, oh no, the patience, the utility. And this is this is a part where you're just gonna be pushing sa A side. Tapos lahat kayo nakastack doon. Oh my, this is actually great for the side of MGS Spade. Something that the guys of Tamara
coming
didn't
back.
expect that will be coming. Ay, nako, high IQ play. High IQ play ang tawag dyan, guys. No denying. I did that one time and actually I did it twice. Nagalit yung mga kalaban ko, but it's actually a good strat.
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty much a game of chess, if you will, in multiple dimensions. But here, it's definitely winnable. I like the crossfire setup coming into this one. And of course, there's a barrier orb over there onto CT side in alley. So they're going to be forced to come through heaven or at least break the wall. But then they will have that proper information. And Satchel out. Now judge nga pala. Close range engagements. Luffy will take it down. Jelly right here. Now it's going to be 2v2. Make that a 2v1. Nicolo will be taken down with a quick shot onto the body using that Vandal. Spectre versus Vandal, of course. The Vandal is going to win in most cases. Thrifty round for MGS clubs. And of course, the early momentum for Tams FX. Parang nawala. Bigla.
Imagine instead of denying the possibility of MGS, possibility of MGS to just win it. Still MGS clubs will still get that because all of them just rushed in towards A main. They risk it kasi alam nila na kahit mag-risk sila, may possible na kapag natalo sila, okay lang. It's still a 7-7. But those pain shells, sunod-sunod na utility sa tinapo nila sa Tamara's FX, they weren't able to bail out of it. Plus, nakakuha pa sila ng Spectres and a retake getting clean coming in from there. Pero to puts a big pressure sa side ng Tams this time around dahil wala silang baril at all.
I got the spike.
Absolutely right there. 6-8 scoreline. Still anybody's game here. But at least in this one, lamang pa rin sa firepower advantage ang MGS clubs. And of course, Delhi's still sticking to that judge. A very, very effective weapon in close corners here onto Split. As they slowly but surely make their way onto A Heaven, they're crawling through vents. I love this contact play. They might actually take down the Killjoy just guarding over there onto A Heaven. If they do get that, they will get at least one gun. Or nakamark dito si
Headshot. Found
Nicolo.
them.
Takes down Luffy.
Nicolo, that was a good frag coming in from him. Pero Explicit will be denying Gian this time around. Pero, naghihintay lang. Ngayon ang MGS clubs actually for them to get in. Pero they still
30
need to be
seconds left.
careful. Kaso nga lang, nakapag-plant na ngayon si Jupiter. Remember the advantages when it comes to the weapons that MGS clubs has. Pero nga lang, dapat hindi na sila magpapadetermine ng information. As you can see, Zappy, he got too excited when it comes to that. As KVG will still be taking him out. Pero ngayon, ang marunong maghabol, si Habolito. With those strikes, unfortunately not damage.
One enemy
Yan ang
remaining.
kilabot na kailangan yung abangan as we only have Jude, the only guy remaining sa open plant so he can just buy time. Okay, I'll take out that the Sheriff Bear is at 67 HP. Hindi binibitawan! Oh, now he's denied that! It's just being time! Hindi tries to get the key, pero unfortunately, the trade's coming right there. It's still MGS Spades, MGS Clubs rather winning this with a 9-6 scoreline. And they denied that potential win na naman ng Tamara's FX. Shows to us sa talaga yung experience napakalaki para sa side ng MGS. But right now na bumili ang Tamara's FX. Plus after this break, sana naman maalam na nila kung ano yung gagawin nila. Kasi this time around, they're having a hard time when it comes to their post plans. Nababawasan sila parati.
Mm, absolutely right. Sa post plant again, ang problema for most of the teams here, it again boils down to that discipline na, yung saktong asim lang and you can't really go overboard and you have to set up those crossfires. It all boils down to a lot of fundamentals. But they're gonna be figuring things out over here in the tactical timeout. Don't forget, guys, this tournament is presented by ASUS Republic of Gamers, powered by the reigning king of gaming laptops, the ROG Zephyrus S17. Featuring an 11th gen Intel Core i9 CPU cooled with liquid metal and the GeForce RTX 3080 GPU, take your gaming experience to the next level for those who dare. Available in your nearest ASUS and ROG accredited stores nationwide. We're gonna hop back into the game here, folks. Check out rog.acadarena.com. Check it out.
Yes, guys. And don't forget that we still have a lot of surprises in store for you here in AcadArena. So make sure to like and share our live stream. But looks like Tamara's FX already bought their Vandals in and they know that they need to make a lot for this round dahil kapag nakapag-double digit score na ang MGS clubs, it might be impossible as they will just be having that great domination plus how
There.
they surprisingly attack Tams FX with those angles that these guys aren't expecting. That's how MGS clubs wants to make the most out of their creativity here in Split. Kasi di mo ma-discuss din talaga kung paano sila nagkakaroon ng malaking rotation eh. Pero this time around, how will Tams FX be an unpredictable team? Knowing that just one set from the stars will definitely put a line on their team. Pero right now, slowly but surely, if Zappy together with Jude will be able to take a good entry here in B and just anchor it, removing KVG together with together with Yol, that's gonna be possible for them. Pero this time around, naglabas na nga kagad ng gear just to take up the line of sight
30
that we
seconds
have on the
left.
side of MGS clubs. But still, they're currently stuck in a position on where they will be expected by their enemies. Pero they are still now setting up here in a B side, and Explicit will be planting the spike. But right now, the retake is what I am talking about. How will this guy go with the retake? Because the lockdown is already been surprised here by their defenders, the defender Killjoy of MGS club side. Pero nga lang, naghihintay slowly but surely. Remember, the post plans are actually taking it, but looks like on that certain corner, Zappy will be able to take out not one, but two, and all of the MGS club's members just had a very bad downfall on that part, and Tamaro FX still winning that against MGS.
Yeah, unfortunately, they weren't able to check that hell position right underneath heaven. And that was absolutely crucial in winning out the round. Nakadalawa si Zappy dun, tapos nakapag-snowball na, nakapag-backup na yung rest of TFX there. Kung hindi nakadalawa si Zappy yun, that would have been a completely different story. But again, Zappy, just oh so sneaky. This guy really knows what's up. This guy, kampante siya sa tutok niya. And, he's making it happen for his team. He has the weight of the world and more on his shoulders right now. And he knows he can't fail his team. 7-9, Tams FX are definitely still in this. But MGS, so far they have a comfortable lead of 2 points. And, it's nothing to scoff about.
Mm-hmm. There's nothing to worry about also, right? We have that big lead, plus we have that showstopper that can actually put off an off guard of Tamaro's ethics. So this might be possible for us to get this actually. But remember, when Zappy together with Jude works together as duelists, this might be possible for Tamaros to get this with a tie score. But you just really need to be careful in checking your corners, because that's what I'm talking about. As Deli takes that first frag and Zappy falls down to his hands, and there's no resurrection left for Tamaros FX this time around. But Jude, he still wants to contest it. He still wants to go down on Vents, but looks like he will be bailing out. He said that it's not worth it anymore. Delhi might be getting as good sec 2K once again if
30
that's gonna be
seconds left.
happening. Pero as long as Tamaros get on a slow start and slow set up, it makes them so possible to be on the side of MGS clubs, and we've been witnessing it. And remember, we have this held position once again, but at least Goofy kinds of expecting KVG will be coming from that side once again, and looks like
10
they know that
seconds
Yo
left.
is there. They're not checking corners as
Spike
much
down,
as
B.
possible, and there's no time left for them to plant the spike,
player
and now
standing.
it's over for the side of them, as it's gonna be a clutch once again for the side of MGS clubs, and they're still leading by 3.
I think the problem there for the side of Tams FX was that they took way too long in terms of executing. I understand the burst that they wanted to do, but it was very predictable at that point. Parang alam na ng MGS na, okay, pupunta sila ng B, heavy stack tayo sa B, tago tayo sa site, hintayin natin sila pumunta dito. Kasi may information sila in 20 seconds, walang tao sa site ng A. Wala rin tao sa vents. So of course, pupunta silang B. And that was just, again, too predictable. Perhaps if they moved a little bit faster, became a little bit more decisive in their plays, then they would have been able to secure a round like that. But it remains to be seen if they can adjust. I'm not quite sure. It's time for another tactical timeout here, but Luffy will be taking down Kian as well. That is good opening pick. Of course, the Sage getting a pick like that will have his resurrection online here. So they are poised to win this round, Ray Ray, and they definitely need to win this round. Otherwise, they're gonna go on eco yet again, and that's definitely not gonna be good in terms of the scoreline.
Imagine Tams FX, they're on the pressure that they need to win this against the MGS, because they haven't won anything at all here in USC. But oh
Spike down, B.
no, we just keep on taking KVG out, but at least the resurrection is online for the side of Tams FX. Pero Luffy still needs to contest this too, as he's going up against Leon, and Leon will be resurrecting his teammate. Pero
Player
dalawang
standing.
fighting yan, and he was been eliminated by the judge himself, and now the pressure is on the side of Explicit, as he needs to take up this 3. Slowly but surely, Delhi will he be able to take down 6? Yes, he does, but right now the run and gun is kicking in for the side of Nicolo, and MGS clubs will still be winning this against Tamaros FX, and that's what I'm talking about. They're gonna be getting it, and plus, this round is gonna be an eco round once again for Tamaros FX, and you just don't want MGS winning those series of rounds falling, and it's gonna be falling apart time for Tams FX. But still, hindi pa naman tapos. They still have a lot of chances that they can do, but this is a win. This is either a big win or gonna be a hard talagang magiging problema ng Tamaros FX against MGS.
Yeah, it's definitely crunch time now, Ray Ray. 7-11 score. And it seems like they don't want to play for overtime. They're going to be buying those rifles, buying whatever. Oh, wait. On second thought, they are going to go for a Hero Vandal instead. This is a much better decision. Because they can play for overtime. But Kian, man, it's just making it a lot harder for Jude right there. It takes him off the board rather quickly. Just waiting over here onto Raptors, playing off of that turret, which I think is really good. Bit of an off angle here for Kian.
Oh no, Kian is hitting his shots directly, plus taking them out, and just anchoring all over Heaven as he takes down Zappy also. Tabs can still resu, but you know, it's gonna be harder since you don't have enough weapons that you can use. But if at least Explicit takes out to one once again, that might be a possible win for Tams FX. But you know what? The hard thing about here is that you have that cosmic divide.
You
yes,
should run.
but the fact that you still have the four guys coming from MGS clubs who has just been taking their time into those retakes. Those are the things that might be harder for Tams FX. But at least this time around, Luffy will be taking Nicolo down and still resurrects his teammates, and that's what I'm talking about. It's not over yet till it's over
30
for
seconds
Tams
left.
FX. But right now, Daddy wants to be so aggressive. He wants to push in
Spike
Explicit. But remember, you are currently undermanned by the guys of Tams FX.
And the paint
Satchel
shells go out.
Satchel out.
Explicit is still there. They do have that information. But Explicit will be able to take down Deli. Viol quickly trades him out. It's all down Viol with only a sliver of HP here.
Rest.
Oh, does get a pick on Luffy. Beautiful crouch peek there.
One enemy
That's what I'm
remaining.
talking about.
Player
Looks
standing.
like it's not over, but KBG gets a trade, and he's still winning it, even if that was a heroic battle, as what you said. But the retake, oh no, this is just a few mistakes coming in from Tamaros FX. They could have won
Match
that.
point.
That's why. What is happening here? Oh
I mean,
no.
Ang dami nilang kinumit na ultimate in that previous round. So it is pretty heartbreaking to see that TFX failed to secure a point on the board. It was a little bit risky in my opinion to be able to use those ultimates, but again, you know, they could have played off each other on site itself. But easier said than done. Luffy was out-dueled basically. There was nothing really fundamentally wrong with what TFX did. They just didn't win duels right here. Deli though, super aggressive early on in the round. Jude gets a kill, but he manages to get a pick using the showstopper himself. So 4-4 now, Rere. Still looking good for MGS clubs. This might actually be the last round here, unless Jude can punish the side of MGS clubs using that up. And I don't think we've seen him fail those operator shots earlier on in the first half.
All right. But right now, both of the teams are taking their time. Both of your one of your two duelists has already been eliminated, and that's particularly raised together with that Reina, which is actually quite important. But you know, Jude is taking his shots. At ayun na, nagsisimula na nga as one of
No
them,
charges
one
left.
by one. They're quite confident with their shots already, and they actually eliminated two who are just waiting for them to come in here in B side. And as the post plan sees out, they still need to take care of this because KBG, we all know how this guy has been fragging so much together with Kian and how they retake things. It's not bad for them. But remember, it's split. Once you're on a retake position and your enemies are on a post plant, it's quite hard to win this actually. But the Tams, you just need to get a good hold of what they have. You don't want Kian getting a good hold of those angles plus the advantage when it comes to it.
Player
And right now, he goes
standing.
for the fake. Pero nga lang, dalawa silang magpapakita sa'yo on that backside. And Kian is the only guy remaining. He still gets one, but denied by Habolito, the man. And still not over for the side of Tams FX, as still they need to win those 4 consecutive rounds before we're gonna be having an overtime.
Abuelito keeping the dream alive for Tams FX. Also, like what they did during that previous round, double stack onto backside B. Very textbook technique that has a pretty high win rate. Unless there are 2 or 3, unless you're massively outmanned, it's always going to work 100% of the time. Especially pag mag-isa lang yun ang pipitan. So TFX still in this, but they're, again, as you mentioned, they're going to have to win 4 to bring it to overtime. And once you're playing for overtime, whether you admit it or not, the mental battle has already won for the side of the team that's on match point. So in this case, it's going to be Mapua with 12 points on the board. Get very comfortable here. They do have Empress from the shadows and a lockdown in place. They can definitely go for a full retake. At least that's what I suggest they do. And then secure the match win from there.
Hopefully, that's gonna be possible
Kasi,
in
paano eh,
MGS.
I mean, they can actually do that next round.
Mm.
For this round, sige, pwede sila gumawa ng play, pwede sila mag-assim kasi naka-ego sila.
Mm.
But once they have another buy round, play safe, go for the retake, secure that objective win.
Plus, marami naman sila kasing rounds na pwede nila ibigay eh. Pero syempre, kailangan nila maging careful. But oh no, mukhang na-jinx ata namin to. Pero at least, nakapagkuha ng kill si Kian. Pero remember, TFX may advantage sila pagdating sa mga barrel. They don't want MGS to actually win this round on where they have that advantage when it comes sa kanilang barrel. And it's actually gonna be a sweet victory if these guys will be winning sa kanilang 50 round. Pero there's no denying that this can actually just be dominated over by Tams FX unless kapag na-jinx ako. And that's what I'm talking about. People are just playing it and biglang nag-meet up sila ni Jude and they're already denied by
planted.
this guy. A 3v4 because tama pang lockdown. Parati kapag may lockdown, nahihirapan sila eh. Pero nga lang, legit si gets a frag right now. And the pressure is on. And speaking of, tamang-tama sa mukha ni Viol ang kanyang crosser. And most likely, Tom's FX will be winning this round once again. And they're just dominating all over. Hindi na nila gagamitin yung lockdown. They can just risk that sa next round kapag nakabili na sila. And plus, you don't want to be just on a disadvantage. Kapag gumamit ka ng masyadong maraming lockdown, that'd be impossible for you sa totoo lang. Pero exclusive still. He goes against him. Ginahabol siya
Enemy
na marunong
remaining.
siya magabol. Pero na-right click pa nga siya ni KBG. But that's it. The time itself. It's gonna go for the hands of Tamaro FX. And they're down with 3 rounds left before they can win this. But this match point, this round itself, it's gonna be taking a good toll dahil nga lang nakabili na ng mga kanya-kanyang barel ang mga taga-MGS clubs.
Ito yan eh. Apat na yung ultimate for the side of MGS clubs. This could very well be the last round, Ray Ray. But same can be said on the other side. 4 ultimates online as well. If they win this round, arguably, I think we're most definitely gonna see an overtime. Very small chance of no overtime if they actually win this round. But it's gonna be a tough task because MGS is hell-bent on finishing the match right here and now. Delhi, again, taking an aggressive position. He's gonna be backing on up. Barrier Orb will be going down onto Heaven here. And I like this. They're taking a lot of map control, but they're not being too aggressive. They're not really overextending. Because that's what you want to get. You just want to play for information and then rotate quickly onto where they're executing. Then go for the full retake using your utilities because they do have the advantage with that. Keep in mind, Ray Ray, they do have the raise, pain shells, boombot, and then inevitably showstopper in just a little bit. There's so much you can do with it.
And plus, knowing that both of these teams have their 4 out of 5 ultimates ready, this is a make or break for both of them. It's either MGS clubs who will be winning this, or it's over for the side of Tams FX, but they need to make the most out of it because once they win that, it can be a possible overtime already because the momentum
30
will
seconds
suddenly
left.
shift. But the time, you need to take note of the time dahil ngayon dito tayo magkakaalaman at yung the slow orb. Pero unfortunately, hindi pa rin natatapos this time around. But looks like we have some things happening. But the fact that Luffy will be pinning out KBG will be so important for the side of Tams FX.
10 seconds left.
Explicit will be planting the spike. And now it's gonna be a 3v4. Pero sinabayan na nga ng lockdown together. But that's the ultimate coming in from Kian. And let's see if they'll still have a chance because they are now aware that nakapag-revive na nga dito si Nicolo nga ay nakuha. At plus, detain pa si Luffy. So this can be actually a big chance for them to win against the guys. Dahil ito na lang kasi na natitila and they're actually finishing out explicit. And that's just one time, big time na tatlo pang natira sa MGS clubs will be giving them this
Defenders
big win. And finally, their score is going to be 2-1 in our leaderboards here in a group stages. And congratulations from these guys. They started slow, but still, Mapua University Makati will be winning this against FEU Tamaraos. And congratulations sa inyo. And unfortunately, sa FEU, wala pa rin silang panalo, but I'm still sure it's a long journey ahead. But let's definitely give it to the guys of MGS clubs this time around.
Yeah, credit where credit is due. And they definitely do deserve that victory. Very well played. Again, started off a little bit slow there, but they pretty much maintained control in the second half. And no matter it be the international scene or the local scene and the collegiate scene, it's just things tend to be really, really murky coming onto the second half. Sometimes results can be very, very unpredictable. Some teams are way more comfortable on the defensive end. Some teams are way more comfortable on the attacking end. No matter what the map, no matter what the team, no matter what the agent composition. And it's pretty interesting to note that actually. But a lot of hero moments, despite that incredible play from Zappy, that incredible 4K clutch, Ray Ray, still was not enough in the end to secure the round win for TFX, at least in this game.
Yeah, that was really important eh. Yung the lockdown itself, na-detain pa yung isa, tapos tatlo pa, it's gonna be a 3v2 and all of these guys haven't been going with their angles pa. Open pa sila sa may B, sa may garage. So it's gonna be harder talaga sa part ng TFX. They still need a lot of experience though. Alam naman kasi natin na sobrang experience ng MGS eh. And although we have those little bits of the scenes coming in from the guys of Tams FX, the fact that MGS Spades are one of the teams that you really need to look out for here in USC Season 3, that's already telling us that we need to really take care of this team that has been dominating, although there are some consistencies. So once again, congratulations to MGS Clubs and Tabs FX. It's not yet over, guys. Gaya nga nasabi namin, marami pa ring lineups going up against other teams, and I'm sure you guys will be growing as the time goes by.
And don't forget, guys, the University Alliance Cup wouldn't be a thing without our amazing sponsors and partners. UAC 2021 is powered by Globe Telecom, our official telco sponsor, ASUS Republic of Gamers, our official gaming PC and laptop partner, Logitech G, and Twitch Student, our platform partners. So, guys, if you want to learn more about that, sign up at app.acadarena.com. But, Ray, I do believe we are going into a short break. And once we come back, it's going to be a lot more Valorant action.
Yeah, I know it's gonna be a lot of more Valorant actions as Dax together with Viminal will be the ones who's gonna be casting the last two games. Gonna be signing off already, guys. Thank you so much. But once
Aw.
again, yeah, it's okay. We're gonna be casting together still. Alright, now guys, this has been University Alliance Cup Season 3. We still have two matches upcoming. See you guys after the short break.